Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 1456 North Juniper Street here in Canby. We are located at the front of the home here. We are just to the right of the doorway. Right in front of the big window here, we have a 3-inch ABS cleanout as our point of access. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running, and we just zeroed the foot counter there at the bottom of the cleanout. Off we go. It looks like we just transitioned over to PVC pipe. And then we went from ABS, then back to PVC. So there may have been a spot repair there at some point. Line transitions here to 6-inch 30-34. I got my microphone turned off a minute ago. We went through a spot there with some standing water in it just before the transition over to this green, larger pipe here. We're going to see how that looks when the line is drained out. Right now it's going to be exaggerated when we have running water. My theory on bellies, especially on lines that have been around for a while, for years or decades, they've got to show me some kind of buildup in them to make a case for repairing them. I believe we have reached the main here. We're going to go ahead and turn the water off, let the whole line drain out for a moment. We'll have a better view of everything as we come back. And we're still waiting for some of the water to drain out of the sewer line here, but we just located the camera head successfully out at the main on North Juniper, and we are indeed at the main. I don't know if you can see this on the recording, but when I flash my locator, you can see the opening to the main there. We're going to let this thing fully drain here for a moment. Well, we're going to start rolling back here. I just looked into the clean out. There's a very, very small amount of water moving through the line here. It looks like it's almost done draining at this point. And what's in the line now is not enough to exaggerate our view of that belly. But where I start to consider recommending repairs on bellies is once you've got around an inch of water for at least 5 feet. In a modern plastic sewer line that has smooth pipe walls, an inch of water for 5 feet, the only time you're going to back that thing up is if you're flushing football-sized wads of toilet paper down the line or putting paper towels and tampons and stuff down your sewer line. Regular old toilet paper get through bellies without very much issue at all, and if they do hang up for a moment, toilet paper disintegrates on its own. That's why it's important to make sure you're not putting anything but toilet paper down your line, because the stuff breaks down on its own. We'll see here. I do have to see some level of build-up evidence in order for, at least in my opinion, to recommend a repair on it. We'll see how that looks here in a moment. But the reality of most bellies, even significant ones where you've got 2, 3, 4 inches of standing water for 20, 30, 40 feet, they all still take a particular storm of events to actually back up on you. And it's usually a quarter to half the problem is the belly. The rest of it is what the homeowner's putting down the sewer line. It's a little bit different story when you are in old concrete or cast iron that's very rough on the inside, where the pipe walls grip the debris as well as the standing water slows things down, that's a very different circumstance. Smooth plastic pipe walls like this don't hang on to debris terribly well, as long as it's not made out of half a roll of paper towels. So the belly dissipates out here at about 28 feet, right at the transition. And right there we have about 1 inch of water at least. But right here where this belly starts at, it runs here from about 25 to 28 feet. So it's only about 3 feet in length to begin with. And you've got closer to probably 1.5 inches to maybe as much as 2 inches of standing water in here. But what I'm not seeing is a bunch of buildup in the pipe. You've got a little bit of grease deposits here, and a lot of that has to do with the line is doing almost a straight vertical dive here. When a line dives this hard, the water does not sit in the flow line any longer. It actually lifts off because the pipe is angled so hard. So you can kind of see there's a little bit of junk around the pipe walls there. But when you get into the standing water, there is no buildup whatsoever. You have some particulate floating around. That's because my camera has gone through and scraped some mildew loose. Based on how clean this belly is, and there's no backup evidence, in my opinion, it is not significant enough and not showing me enough past flow problems to recommend a repair. That's at least my opinion on it. You also have the advantage of having a hard vertical drop before that. A lot of bellies clear their own selves out due to head pressure. If you can actually even develop a blockage here, you have a thing called head pressure where the water starts building up behind the blockage. That water weight, and that is like a straight vertical drop there. That would be a rather difficult thing to back up. This is almost, I mean, you can see that straight vertical dive there. You've got a lot of gravity working in your favor here, and the line is just too clean. When you come back into here, when you start coming back in closer to the house, there's no stuff stuck to the top of the pipe that shows me it's ever clogged or ever backed up before. And this line has not been drain cleaned for the purposes of the sale of the home. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a mildew film on the inside of it. So that is my opinion on it. I really don't think that is worth doing a repair on. If there were gobs and gobs of buildup around there and we had debris scattered across the top of the pipe where it looked like a backup has occurred, it would be a little bit different story. Right, we're going to go ahead and reel the camera out of the sewer line. We do have adequate flow to the main lateral connection. The ABS, PVC, and 3034 PVC portions of the sewer line all appear to be in good condition and intact. Again, I do not recommend repairing the belly there from 25 to 28 feet. It's too short in length and again, too clean to make a case for why we should spend thousands of dollars repairing that thing. So anyway, the sewer line is functioning properly at this time.